in violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. It's now time for the featured bout of the evening. From the four corners of the world, to the four corners of this ring, the fight starts now!
Well, you're very welcome to the city of Leeds. When we are in this city, it's all about one man, really. It's the Leeds Rhino. The Leeds Rhino? The Leeds Warrior, I should say. Big fan of the Leeds Rhinos, though, as well as Leeds United FC. It is, of course, Josh Warrington. In against the very confident Luis Alberto Lopez, who's here to rip off that IBF belt. And, of course, the fellow who knows about that belt is Darren Barker alongside me. And again, the Lopez team, Darren, supremely confident. Josh Warrington, after that injury sustained in the Kiko Martinez fight, obviously back in March, questions are going to be asked of him. Are you confident Josh Warrington comes through this big test?
Yeah, look, I favour Josh Warrington, but this is, you know, I've said this time and time again, but it's certainly the case for this fight. This is a potential banana skin. Lopez, we've seen how dangerous he is against Lopez. Speaking to him yesterday at the media workout, look, I've been doing this for 4 years now, and I can sense and tell when a fighter's feeling nervous or maybe slightly overawed by the occasion. I didn't sense that at all with Lopez. He was very calm, very relaxed, and assured of himself. I think Josh, to get a little technical, needs to bring his feet, he needs to look for the right hand, because Lopez does come tall, but Lopez can punch with both hands. Again, we see that against Isaac Lowe. The pot goal for the winner here, certainly Josh Warrington's huge, because you're talking about the Leo Santa Cruz fighting in America to, you know, fulfill a dream. You've got the unification fight with Lee Wood that, I mean, sells out any arena, I think, in this country. Stadium potentially, yeah, exactly. And they can only become true for Josh if he overcomes Lopez. You know, you've got to credit Josh so much. You know, he's really faced a lot of mandatories. He's not had it the easy way, but he truly believes in himself. Yes, he suffered that broken jaw. Will that affect him? He would have done sparring, so I'm sure he would have executed some demons, but he's getting in there with a guy that can punch and he's going to be wearing 8-ounce gloves.
I think there are similarities, obviously, with the first Maurizio Lara fight. It's a case of get through this one, and then it is the crock of gold. And Josh knows all about that. So, again, no stone left unturned. I know in his preparation, his training, he's done all the heavy sparring as well, so he's confident the jaw is fine. So he's just got to get in there, easy said than done, do the business. And as you say, that the opportunities for him then, either home or abroad, are absolutely immense. And again, we've got a busy card here, and we've got this split show, this very, very unique situation, of course, because remember, it is England-France in the middle of it. So there are 5 fights prior to that, and then, of course, it gets serious with Felix Cash in action, and Ebony Bridges and Shannon O'Connell. My word, I mean, you didn't need to sell this one anyway, but the two girls are really at each other now, and again, there's so much on the line. Pride, Aussie pride, that IBF belt, I mean, it's got absolutely everything, hasn't it?
Exactly what you said there. You know, it's an Australian, all-Australian grudge match. They don't like each other. There is that extra bit of spice where does the loser go? I mean, this will haunt them. Imagine losing to a bitter rival, a fellow countryman. You're just going to be absolutely heartbroken. You do not want this at this stage of your career. So, yeah, I'm expecting that. Certainly with the 10 2-minute rounds, I expect this to catch fire very, very quickly.
And there's some cracking matchups as well, a little bit further down, with, I mentioned, Felix Cash, JJ Metcalfe, and some of the prospects coming through. Because we mentioned it yesterday at the workout. This, of course, the press conference, but it's about promoting local talent as well. And Josh Warrington wants the next Leeds boys to come through, and girls, obviously. Yeah,
I mean, we've got a bit of everything. We've got world title fights, you know, we've got grudge matches, we've got young talent coming through. There's a bit of everything. We've got a bit of football as well to be shown. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting night of not just boxing, an interesting day/night of sport.
Yeah, Rhiannon Dixon there, who of course is is going to open the show, I think, as well. She's just having a chat with Ebony Bridges before it all settles down for the press conference here as well. So what do you look at that card now as well, apart from the two main fights, if you like, that we've pointed out, and Felix and JJ? What sticks out for you, Darren?
Yeah, look, I think, you know, not to to be a bit of a sellout here and start at the top, but I think the main event, what's on the line, I also feel Felix Cash coming back. Again, you talk about potential banana skins. He's in with a guy, Neves, who, look, he could rip up the script here. There's some big fights looming for Felix Cash, but he's got to overcome that. You know, the grudge match. There's so much, there's a bit of everything. Some of the young talent on display is something that we should all look forward to, because honestly, this city is buzzing at the minute. You know, we've got Josh Warrington flying at the minute, but there's a new crop of stars coming on the scene that could potentially, Hopey Price as well. I mean, there's so many, the list goes on. It's just a stacked card from top to bottom.
But it is a football city as well, and I know how excited you are anyway, because this event is a bit unique, as I mentioned, and you've got the football element. And again, you're a bit excited, a bit nervous about the football as well now, Darren, at this point? I can't even think
about it. If I can see England win a World Cup in my lifetime, I'll die a happy man.
Well, I don't think you'd be alone.
I'm a man of simple pleasures.
I mean, how crackers is the arena going to be, by the way, at that point?
Oh, man. I mean, look, last time it was bouncing against Kiko Martinez. The roof come off. They make such a racket. They adore Josh Warrington. So, yeah, once again, the venue's going to be pumping.
Well, I think at this beautiful banking hall venue that we are here at the Aspire building in Leeds, we're ready to go with a final press conference, of course, ahead of the big night. So a man that is always ready is the chairman of Matchroom Sport, Eddie Hearn.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Leeds. And after a roller coaster year of Taylor Serrano at Madison Square Garden, of course, Lee Wood against Michael Conlan, one of the fights of the year, Canelo against Bivol, Canelo against Triple G, AJ against Usyk. Last week, Chocolatito against Estrada, all around the world. It ends on Saturday night in Leeds with an unbelievable night of boxing. Of course, Josh Warrington, the IBF featherweight world champion, makes his mandatory defence against Luis Alberto Lopez. A world championship doubleheader, all Australian female fight on the card as well. Tremendous fight, again, for the world title with Ebony Bridges against Shannon O'Connell. So much more to come. And of course, importantly as well, this is a night with a difference. Not only is it the elite atmosphere of the Leeds faithful, but it's England v France. Kicking off around 2 p.m. in the arena on Before the Bell, on the DAZN platform, and across socials around the world. 7 p.m. we break for England against France. And then 9 p.m. we kickstart again with Felix Cash, Ebony Bridges, and Josh Warrington. This is going to be a wild day of sporting drama. We cannot wait. So many championship fights to talk about on the top table, but also beneath us here, some young fighters looking to make their way, make their name, some looking to put themselves back into World Championship contention as well. We're going to start with two local Leeds lads, Corey O'Regan and Kobe McNamara. Welcome, boys. Both sold a huge amount of tickets, Kobe, especially you. Yep. This is what it's all about for the young Leeds talent, getting a chance through Josh Warrington. Atmosphere going to be unbelievable, and looking forward to a big night for you on Saturday.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. I've done over 500 tickets for the Saturday. So I'm looking forward to putting a good performance on. Yeah, can't wait.
Corey, as well, for you, same. I know that, you know, a number of fights now looking to move into championship contention in 2023, but Josh Warrington paving the way for young fighters from Leeds and Yorkshire as well, and another big night for you on Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. It's like I was fortunate to be on in March as well. So when Josh won his world title back, so yeah, the experience is just like, it's what you'd imagine in it. It's the best stage to be on. So I'm just proud to be part of it again, and looking forward to putting up a good performance as well.
Thank you, Kobe and Corey. Good luck on Saturday. Another Leeds fighter that is further down the line, I think already one of the top prospects, not just in British boxing, but in world boxing, Hopey Price. Hopey, welcome. Your last 8-rounder on Saturday, and a good fight as well. Always a great opportunity for you to fight in Leeds. I remember your performance at Headingley. It's a great atmosphere there, and the final box to tick on Saturday before you move to championship fights in 2023.
Yeah, you know, the final box to tick before a big 2023, you know, I think this is my last 8-rounder. And yeah, another statement performance I'm looking to put on Saturday night. And then I'm coming for all the titles in the super bantamweight division in 2023, you know. I wanted to be boxing for a title this time, but obviously with a bit of inactivity or whatever else. So get this one out of the way, and then 2023, I'm definitely coming for them belts.
Yeah, I remember when you started with Dave Caldwell, it was a situation of, you know, giving yourself an opportunity to learn the sport, but you feel like you've done that now. Yeah. Boxing on some big cards, had a little bit of bad luck with a couple of illnesses and injuries as well, but ready to go full throttle, win on Saturday, and then you believe you're the best super bantamweight in Britain already?
Yeah, definitely, you know, get this one out of the way, and then definitely I think I'm the best super bantamweight in Britain, 100%, and I believe Josh has paved the way for us in Leeds, and like you say, when he goes, who's left? And I believe it's me. I believe I'm the next one to follow boxing on in this city and carry the flag for us.
Well, can't wait to see you in action on Saturday night as this man, Junaid Boston, fastly moving again as one of the top, most exciting young prospects in British boxing as well. Of course, big shout out to your trainer, Grant Smith. I believe it's his birthday today as well. Keeping nice and active, Junaid, as well. Obviously boxed on the Sheffield show, caught everybody's attention, then boxed in Nottingham, and now finishing the year in Leeds. Been part of some big cards since joining up with Matchroom.
Yeah, I'm delighted to be back, finishing the year on a high. I've had 4 fights this year. Well, I will do come Saturday, and ideally I'd like to get a stoppage. So it's 4 out of 4. I'd be happy days with that. So yeah, we'll wait on Saturday. I'm ready to put on a clinical, fan-friendly performance.
Obviously, seeing you getting some great sparring as well. You're learning in the gym as well as on the big stage as well. What does 2023 in the mind of Junaid Boston look like?
Yeah, man. As much as I'm learning in the ring professionally, I'm learning in the camp. Obviously, I've been sparring the likes of Avanessia and Troy Williamson. Did a few rounds with Pat, Mark the other week. I'm just learning as we go, and obviously, I'm delighted. I'm only 20 years of age, and with how we've been displaying myself in the gym and in the ring, I think Eddie, I'm one of your best, if not the best prospect you've got at the moment, definitely. Well,
I think so many great prospects, and you are one of them, my friend. 2 of those in front of me now. Junaid Boston and Hopi Price, very excited for their future, particularly a huge 2023. 2 female fights on before the bell. We'll start with Rhiannon Dixon. Rhiannon, welcome. Nice and active for you as well, finally. I mean, it's been a long time coming. Again, some inactivity for you, but now on a good run. You got a good domestic fight on Saturday night, a tough fight, step up. I was talking to Anthony Crowley, your trainer, about it earlier, and these are the kind of fights you can start to get excited about.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I'm just trying to get as much experience as I can in the ring, and I'm just really looking forward to putting a performance on Saturday.
When we talk about title action for some of these fighters, you're right up there for 2023 as well. Commonwealth title and so forth must be part of those plans.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, like I said, just getting experience, and I'm just really enjoying keeping active. Obviously, I had an injury at the start of this year, so I was a bit inactive, but I'm just looking forward to keeping active.
Look forward to seeing you back on Saturday, as we do Shannon Courtney. Shannon, welcome. Talk about inactivity. It's been a long time. Liverpool seems like a lifetime ago against Jamie Mitchell. I know it's been very frustrating. You've mixed a little bit of celebrity SAS win with that as well. I know that was a fun experience, but back to doing what you love, back to fighting on Saturday night, and back to putting your name in World Championship contention.
Yeah, obviously I've had a year out due to having quite a big injury, 2 operations. At one point I was told I'd never box again, so to be back on the big stage straight away, I'm buzzing. Back home, to be honest.
Obviously, there's so much happening in the bantamweight division. You have your own fight to take care of on Saturday night in Gemma Rigg, who's all action, will come and give it everything again. She has everything to gain on Saturday night, but you can't take your eye off the ball in the division. A huge win for Nina Hughes out in Dubai, beating Jamie Mitchell, who obviously beat you in Liverpool, and of course the big co-main event this weekend. Get through on Saturday night, and it could well be the winner of Saturday or Nina Hughes next.
100%. I'm not going to be ignorant and talk about world titles just yet, because I've got to get through Saturday, and Gemma Rigg's a good fighter, but I know for a fact 2023 is going to be a very big year for me, and yeah, I'm just going to keep myself to myself, but let's just get Saturday out the way.
Well, you'll keep yourself to yourself, but we'll also get the victory, watch the England game, and then take your seat to watch a fantastic co-main event between Ebony Bridges, who you had a tremendous fight for the world title, and Shannon O'Connell as well. Can't help but remember this kind of rivalry that similar to you had with Ebony as well. I want your opinion on that fight, please, and I want to know who you want to win that fight.
I think it's going to be... So what's the last
No splinters.
No splinters. Cool, you can talk. Almost sat on the fence. So I think it's going to be an explosive fight. The styles will gel, just like me and Ebony did. I think it will be very explosive from start to finish. I don't mind who wins. Listen, of course, I would like to have down the line, if I've in an ideal world, I get my WBA world title back. Ebony has her world title, and then we unify again in a massive fight. big payday for both of us. Massive. The first fight was a huge fight, and the second one will be even bigger. So, but let's just see what Saturday brings first.
Well, good luck, and it's great to see you back on Saturday night. Tremendous atmosphere in Leeds. We go through to our first championship fight of the card, an interesting one between JJ Metcalfe and Courtney Pennington. Courtney, we'll start with you. Welcome, over from Brooklyn. Come with fantastic pedigree as well and a great reputation. This is a big opportunity for you. You're going to love this atmosphere. It is wild. You've never seen anything like you're going to see on Saturday night. JJ Metcalfe coming off a great victory in Spain as well recently. This is a huge opportunity for your career.
Absolutely. Number one, I want to thank you for inviting me here, DAZN Boxing Matchroom, and especially JJ for taking this fight because he didn't have to. Thank you to my team for getting me here. But trust me, I got it from here. I plan on taking this show over. All right, this fight is gonna be like a main event with Josh Warrington and Lopez as my undercard. But I'm gonna show you guys that I'm not going home without that strap. Okay, thanks again.
A risky fight for JJ Metcalfe because you do come here without a lot of knowledge from the UK fans. What should they expect from Courtney Pennington on Saturday night? We know you come well regarded from the US, but what are you going to bring to Leeds on Saturday?
Right. You know, they have no idea because I'm one of the best junior middleweights in the world. I will show that come Saturday night. They don't know that yet, but we got 2 days, guys.
JJ, it's what we want, isn't it? You know, I mean, you want these tough fights. I mean, if it weren't a tough fight, it wouldn't be JJ Metcalfe. No. You know, we've seen so many tremendous fights with you. Obviously, unlucky against Kieran Conway, fight of the year against Ted Cheeseman, unbelievable performance in Bilbao to beat Kerman Leharaja, and another tough fight for you on Saturday night.
Yeah, you know, I'm not overlooking him at all, and you know, I've seen he's just come off a good win, and you know, he's travelled all the way over. He sounds very confident, but you know, I'm confident as well, and I believe I'm going to win, and that belt's not going anywhere.
How important is this victory for you? Because you've had those defeats, you've come back, you've got that massive win in Spain, you're well ranked now in the world WBA division and other divisions as well. You can't afford to let this momentum slip now. A good victory for you on Saturday will put you in line for potentially a world title shot in 2023.
Definitely, yeah. You know, I'm not taking my eye off the ball. I'm not going to overlook him either. So I took the fight very seriously, and we've done everything that's been asked of me, I've done. So I'm just looking forward to the fight now.
Well, so are we. JJ Metcalfe against Courtney Pennington, WBA International light middleweight title. We go to a young man who, again, has been inactive, and sometimes his fault, sometimes the fault of the boxing gods, but it's been a very frustrating period for what I believe is one of the best middleweights in the world. And to talk about the performance that he gave us against Denzel Bentley, destroying him in a couple of rounds, and the great performance that Denzel Bentley gave against Janibek, I think Felix Cash is unquestionably an elite middleweight that's ready to go on and challenge for the world title in 2023. Felix, firstly, welcome back. We've still got a couple of days to go, so we cross our fingers. But 8 rounds for you on Saturday night, chance to get rid of the cobwebs and move forward for a massive 2023.
Yeah, like you say, it's been a long time coming, so let's hope Saturday night actually happens this time. But listen, I'll go in on Saturday, get the ring rest off, and then, like you said, we're going to have some big fights in 2023 and get my hands on a world title.
How difficult has it been for you mentally? I mean, I remember you were sick on the first opportunity that had to pass you by. The Eubank Ben card got cancelled. I was worried, you know, after that card. It's like, how much can one man take? It was difficult for you to stay in the gym. Obviously, a great man in Tony Sims around you to keep you focused, but been a tough period.
Yeah, it was tough, to be honest with you. At one stage, I was like, fuck this, but, you know, stayed in the gym, stayed focused, and like you say, we'll go out before the end of the year, and we'll make up for last time next year and get some big fights. Obviously, I've got a job to do on Saturday night, get this Nebs out of the way, and then we'll get in some big fights.
Obviously, I know mandatory for the European title. It's a great belt to win. There is an ageing champion there, but obviously moving towards the world rankings and the fight potentially with Amo Williams. I know you don't know too much about him. He's very outspoken. He's on a plane right now. He's going to be in your face in the ring after the fight because that's what...
He wants to be careful how close he gets to me. You know?
Well, he will do. He'll get close. But they're the kind of fights that we want to see. You know, 2 very talented young middleweights who are top 10 in the world looking to get a shot at the world title and willing to go for each other.
Like you say, you've got the European title. I think that's going to purse bids in December. But to be honest, you know, we'll get Nevs out of the way. And then, like you say, Ammo William wants it. He's got a big mouth, so I'll happily shut him up for him. So, listen, I'm just looking forward to Saturday night, get him out of the way, and then Sunday we'll have a chat and we'll sort out and find next.
Well, good to see you back, mate, and we look forward to a great performance on Saturday and the appearance of Ammo Williams on broadcast and probably in the ring after as well. We go to the co-main event. I mean, we talk about women's boxing. This is one of the biggest female fights of the year. Of course, it's the biggest all-Australian female fight of all time. And if it wasn't for Ebony Bridges being so popular here and being located here, it would have taken place in Australia. We won the purse bids, and this time the IBF Bantamweight World Championship between the champion Ebony Bridges and mandatory challenger Shannon O'Connell. Shannon, I'll start with you. Welcome. It's been a long time coming. Shout out to your team, No Limit guys, and Matt and George Rose, who we'll see this weekend. Your opportunity, you've been grinding for a long time for this. It's finally here, just a couple of days away for challenging for the world title in Leeds.
Yeah, absolutely. To be honest, I'm really happy that we're finally here. It's been a long time coming, a lot of dodging and trying to get around the fight, but we're here now and there's no hiding.
I mean, the build-up's been great. Both of you have really not minced your words as well. It seems to be hotting up the closer that we get. There was always a feel that might stop as we reach the fight, but you're really going full throttle, really. You're standing by your words and you're ready to go to work on Saturday.
Absolutely. I don't have a fake bone in my body, so everything I've said, I've meant.
And one of the things you did say, I just had to pull this out because I found this. You said, she's not a skanky stripper, she's a skanky wannabe stripper. She is skank, that's for sure, but I've seen strippers that look nicer than her. I mean, this is serious levels to this stuff, you know, and I wanted just to bring those words to your attention, and this is for real, this rivalry. The remarkable thing is you've never met before this fight week.
No, but I mean, do you like everyone that you see on TV? Do you like them? You don't have to like everyone that you've met. She's making herself a public figure and she's putting herself out there to be judged. That's just what happens.
And your feeling is the way that she's done things to get to her position is not the way that you would have done things or have done previously.
Absolutely. I've got morals.
And finally, the fight itself, which, taking the chat away, this is going to be a tremendous fight. Neither of you take a step backwards. I think it's going to be an absolute war. You believe you've got everything that it takes to beat Ebony Bridges on Saturday night, the front foot, the back foot. You can out-tough her, you can out-punch her, you can do everything you can, and you will become world champion on Saturday.
100%. I've got everything it takes. She's got nothing over me. Ebony,
welcome. It's been some remarkable things said backwards and forwards. I know you're no stranger to those as well. You've tried to keep it cool as well. It must be quite difficult when certain things are said to stay cool. I know you've got a job to do on Saturday night, but some choice words, certainly.
Yeah, look, I was brought up, sticks and stones can break your bones, but words can never hurt you. And honestly, she can say whatever she wants. It's boring. I've been hearing it for years, like it's boring. It just bores me, to be honest. But all that matters is in the ring on Saturday night, and that's when she'll find out, I suppose, how serious I take the sport and how I box and how hard I hit and how much I deserve this world title and to be a champion.
These are the kind of fights that, I know that people in boxing and people that work with you recognise the work that you put in and the amount you're improving as well. But these are the kind of fights that you will get outside respect, industry respect. I know that it's not something that you crave, but it is nice to be recognised as an elite world level fighter.
Yeah,
This is a serious test.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, I think Shannon O'Connell's my hardest fight, and I'm taking it very seriously. I'm not underestimating it at all. Underestimating her at all. I know that she's a great fighter, and I know that she's going to come bring it. She wants it. So no underestimation for me. I've done everything we need to do in the gym with Mark and Jimmy, and I'm very confident in my skills, my mind, and what I can do. I just know that belt's going to stay with me, and it's my destiny to be a world champion, to continue to be a world champion and more. So I have faith in myself, in my team, and I just know that I'm going to win. So.
And finally, the fight itself should be a classic. I mean, you don't take a step backwards as well, nor does she. Is that what you expect from you two on Saturday?
I hope so. If she wants to sit in the center of the ring with me again, amazing for me. I'd love that. I love those kind of fights. And it's going to be exciting for the fans. I'm all about entertainment. As much as people don't like it, or some people don't like it, that's what the fans want to see. So, cool. If we want to do that, whatever. But I'm just looking forward to having my hand raised, and that's it really. And doing it in front of Leeds, what an atmosphere! It's going to be incredible. I can't wait to walk out with all the fans and with the football. I'm just really looking forward to the night.
Yeah, important to be able to handle that atmosphere. How do you think that might affect Shannon on Saturday night? Because it is a different atmosphere and a very loud one.
I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not even thinking about how it's going to affect her. I just know that it gives me life and gives me energy. I might do for her as well, and that's good on her. Whatever. I'm more focused on me and what I've got to do that night. Not really thinking much about her. I've got to just do what I got to do and get that win.
Well, it's a tremendous fight. The IBF Bantamweight World Championship, all Australian affair. Ebony Bridges against Shannon O'Connell. We go to the main event now. Josh Warrington against Luis Alberto Lopez. I have to say, poor old Josh Warrington, all of a sudden we're going to America, we're doing this. The IBF put this guy on him. And the problem with this guy is he's a talent. He's a great fighter. To the Leeds hardcore, to the casual fight fan, they might think this is Luis Alberto Lopez, who we haven't heard of. To the boxing fans, to the people who know the game and the sport, that know the faith that Top Rank have in Luis Alberto Lopez, this is a tough, tough fight. But as we always say to Josh Warrington, this is the last one before the unifications, before those trips away. But standing in front of him is the very dangerous Luis Alberto Lopez. Luis, welcome. You come with a lot of energy here this week. You look very confident. You're ready for a great fight on Saturday.
Bienvenido en primer lugar, Luis. Vienes con mucha energía, con mucha confianza, listo para una buena pelea el sábado por la noche, supongo.
Claro que sí, la verdad es que muy contento por la oportunidad, más que nada, de estar aquí otra vez en Inglaterra, ahora contra el campeón, y no vengo a ser la excepción, ¿no? Vengo a dar la guerra que siempre suelo dar y no me voy a ir sin ese título a mi casa, ¿no?
So yeah, of course, first and foremost, thanks for the opportunity. It's great to be here once again, and this time to be facing a champion. This won't be the exception. I always come here as a warrior for war, and I won't be going home without that world title.
The atmosphere, I know you're used to some great atmospheres in Mexico, but you've never seen anything like this atmosphere. You're in for a real treat on Saturday night, but you believe you have everything it takes to become world champion on Saturday.
Sí, obviamente has experimentado mucho ambiente en diferentes países, como México, por ejemplo, pero nunca habrás visto un ambiente tan bueno como vas a experimentar el sábado por la noche. ¿Aún así piensas que puedes llevarte el cinturón a casa?
Claro, la verdad que confío en mis capacidades, confío en mi preparación, siempre estoy bien mentalizado y vengo a hacer lo que siempre vengo a hacer, ¿no? Vengo a hacer la travesura a los oponentes que siempre me ponen y pues no voy a hacer la excepción, ¿no? Vengo a arrebatar ese título sí o sí.
Yeah, of course, I come full of capabilities, confident in my preparation. I come to do what I always do, to kind of turn fights on the head and beat opponents when I'm not expected to do so, and that won't be the exception. I'll be winning this title.
And finally, you're very confident. Your prediction for Saturday, how do you beat Josh Warrington in Leeds?
Y por último, un pronóstico para la pelea, ¿cómo le puedes ganar a Josh Warrington aquí en Leeds?
Por nocaut, a eso vengo a noquearlo. No sabe de mis capacidades, él solo ve a mejor los videos, ve lo que cree que piensa que soy, pero arriba del ring soy otra persona, ¿no? Esperemos que no se encuentre con un verdadero león esa noche.
Yeah, so I'm coming for the knockout. That's what I've come for. He shouldn't believe what he sees on the videos. I'm a completely different proposition when I'm in the ring, and that's what I'm coming to do. I'm coming to win.
Thank you, Luis. Josh, he's a different proposition to what you've seen. He's coming for the knockout. One thing's for sure, this man can fight. This is a tough fight. You've been there, you've done it, you've seen it all. You're back to the fortress on Saturday, and one more box to tick before moving on to what you've always dreamed of. But this fight, a very tough one on Saturday.
Yeah, very tough one. Before we get going, I just want to say thank you for appreciation from lads at the front. It's nice to get their thank you for the opportunities that they get in, and that's all I've ever wanted to do, is put Leeds boxing on the map and give these younger fighters opportunities. So do appreciate that, lads. Going on to Louise, yeah, he's full of confidence in it. He's like a fucking kid on whiz, walking around like Ric Flair. Woo, woo! He's going to be, full of confidence. He's blasted out a few guys over in the States and in Mexico, but I like them guys, Eddie, and I feel that I've been in this position all throughout my career. I wasn't meant to get to here. I wasn't meant to win a European title. I wasn't meant to get a world title. I've always been the underdog. And any fight at this level is always going to be an hard fight because he's got himself into manager position. He's beaten some decent guys along the way, but I just don't feel that he's mixed in the same level that I've been in with, and he's certainly not had a fighter like me. And he's coming into Lions Den. You know, obviously you've talked about the atmosphere. Yes, they can't be in the ring with me, but it's a fucking hell of an atmosphere, especially when everyone's against you. And just like Ebony said as well, I feed off that energy, and once I walk out into that arena, I'm man possessed and do what I have to do to keep hold of that belt.
When you talk about your experience now, you know, you see these more inexperienced fighters coming with this energy, and like you're saying, you look at what you've been through, the stadium fights, you know, the defeat behind closed doors, the injuries. You've been there, you've seen it, you've done it all. That experience is key at this level.
I'm fucking old nowadays. I was speaking to one of your younger videographers, and he was saying, "Oh, you've always been about you. Like, been about us as long as I've been watching boxing." I said, "How old are you, son?" He went, "I'm 20." Fucking hell. You know, so when me and you were first doing the arena shows, when I had a beautiful hairline and you had less greys, you know, they would have been just probably didn't have any pubes at the time. So, but yeah, listen, I've been around, and I've been around. Obviously, a lot of these young fighters are going to be full of confidence. They're going to be excited, but I think they forget. You know, sometimes my name doesn't get the respect. I'm not asking for it, but I've been in with challenges all throughout my career. You'd be hard to get past him, or he might be too much for Josh, too strong, too awkward, too much power. Josh, it's like a puller puncher. I've heard it all. For me, just got to concentrate on what I do best, and I believe it'll be enough to get the win on Saturday night.
And finally, 2 p.m. start, break for the England match. Could be the best atmosphere we've seen in the Leeds Arena. When you see young fighters like this, you remember how hungry you were to win that world title. Mm-hmm. How much does the fire still burn within the heart of Josh Warrington for this belt and what lays ahead?
I mean, it still burns. You know, bills need to be paid. Mrs. Warrington wants a couple of new bathrooms, and she's already eyeing up a new Range Rover. So we're like, these things don't come cheap, and I know that bigger paydays come after, you know, unification fights. We're talking some serious dough. So listen, the aspiration's still there. I've set a goal of, you know, having them away trips, of unifying the belts. I've been so close to, like, for it to happening, and things like pandemic and taking it off the ball. Now I'm back in that position. Take care of Saturday, and then it's a full year. It's a full ballpark to get what we've always dreamed of, and you know, that's to fight another champion, and like I say, have that away day. But I'll take the opportunity to say, and I said it over there on one of my videos, a massive thank you to those who were coming along on Saturday night. Obviously, bills are tight at this moment in time. It's fucking freezing, so majority of people's bills are going on to putting the eating on. Christmas is around the corner, food is through the roof, prices, but people are still coming out to support, and they have done for many, many years. And when I first started coming through, my support and fans were labelled as casuals. Casuals are still coming 8, 9, 10 years later. Some of them have been coming from the very start, and they haven't missed a fight at the Leeds Arena, and they'll be there in the stands, singing passionately as always. So I just want to say a massive thank you, and that massively spurs me on. You make the noise outside, and I'll do the fucking business inside. So guys. Bit more with that, fucking bit more, come on.
It's only the media today. Don't worry. Tomorrow it's the fans, open to the public. But just echoing that, we've had some tremendous nights in the Leeds Arena, and I honestly believe that Saturday with the football, this is going to be wild. And this is a tremendous elite fight in the featherweight division. A fantastic fight. Josh Warrington against Alberto Lopez for the IBF World Featherweight title. An unbelievable co-main event. Ebony Bridges against Shannon Connell. The return of Felix Cash. Great fight between Metcalfe and Courtney Pennington. Rhiannon Dixon, Janae Boston, Hopi Price, Shannon Courtney, Corey O'Regan and Kobe McNamara, and others as well, on a huge card on Saturday night. We're going to be in here for the weigh-in tomorrow. This time we'll get more claps because it won't just be the media. The fight fans will be in here tomorrow for the weigh-in, and they'll be there on Saturday night, live on DAZN all around the world. We're going to have head-to-heads up here, and we'll see you tomorrow for the weigh-in. Thank you.
What you got? this. My crew believe I'm on my P's and Q's, even on my own too. That's the difference between me and you. Who's next? Me.
Like from Leeds mainly on the lower table, and then the top table with Josh and Lopez. And I tell you what, Josh is fired up, isn't he?
He is. He is. But look, we always see that with Josh. That he loves to do this. He loves to box. He loves to win and defend titles, and he loves, probably more than all of the above, is entertain that Leeds faithful. You know, he really doesn't disappoint. You know, even in the contest, bar the second Lara fight, you know, it didn't really get going. But even in his defeat, he leaves it. You know, he leaves it all in the ring, and I've no doubt he'll do that again on Saturday. He's going to have to. We've touched on the air. You know, Eddie's alluded to it himself. You know, he's a very dangerous opponent, is Lopez. Anyone within the game knows how dangerous this man is. You may not know him if the word was used there, casual, you know, you're sort of an armchair fan, but he's a real deal. He can punch with both hands. He's extremely confident himself. And when you put all of those components into the ring on Saturday night, I've no doubt that this fight will deliver.
And Josh always likes to put a bit of pressure on himself, doesn't he? I mean, again, he's talking about his fans, and he feels, I think, that they've been disrespected a little bit, because just casuals they were labelled, but they've kept coming and coming and coming, obviously, over the years. The arena is his home. He wants to take them away. He's got to do the business. Of
course he has.
Now, and I know he's not looking over Lopez, but he kind of half is, because he wants that trip for his fans, and he's putting that on him.
Absolutely, and it's so important. And what will hold him in good stead with those fights in the very near future is his experience. He will not be overlooking Lopez. He's not stupid. He knows what's on the horizon, but I'm telling you now, he won't take his eyes off the ball. He knows exactly what he's got to do. Those fights don't happen unless he beats Lopez. The dreams of traveling to America, the dreams of unifying, all of those goals, all of them boxes that he wants to tick, he won't be able to if he doesn't beat Lopez. On the flip side, Lopez has got the opportunity to change his life, to fulfill a dream. You know, take that belt back to Mexico and become a hero. You know, again, when you put all of that in the hat, it can only conjure up a fantastic night of boxing.
Eddie said it a couple of times today about Top Rank investing in Lopez and how they're clearly not playing games. Added to the fact that we know he's a dangerous fighter anyway. So they've come here with a very distinct plan of ruining everybody's Christmas in Leeds, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, they've got 100% faith in that they're going to rip up the strip. And this is another fight I'm looking forward to. I was really happy to hear the confidence in Pennington. You know, you're never too sure when you see the guy's record and you see an American name or a foreign name on the card. You're not too sure how their ambition lies, but he certainly feels that he's not just going to beat Metcalfe, but he's one of the big names in the super welterweight division. So good to see his ambition there. But JJ Metcalfe looked really good against Leharaga. I was so impressed with him. He stuck to a disciplined game plan and showed us he's not just a tough nut. He's not just fit. He's more than that. He can box really well. He's got an amateur pedigree that people are not too aware of. So that fight is another one I think would deliver.
Yeah, he's got a quiet way about him, hasn't he, JJ? But a cracking lad, and he really deserves this opportunity, doesn't he? Again, and talking of opportunities, well, Shannon O'Connell, she's absolutely convinced that she's going to put Ebony Bridges to the sword in this one, and this has caught fire beautifully, hasn't it? I mean, verbally, and Eddie's sat there today just enjoying this because it sells itself.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the old Australian grudge match, you know, they don't like each other. It's funny because they have never met each other, like Eddie alluded, but there's just
they have now.
They have now, exactly, and there's so much on the line. You know, there really is. You know, it's not just the world title, it's pride. Who's going to be the #1 Australian? Who gets to go back there? I know Ebony's located over here in the UK, but she'll have to go back at some point, and nobody wants to bow in their head to the other when they go back home.
Well, there are a bit of verbals there. You could see that there is the height differential between the pair of them. Obviously, O'Connell is the bigger girl, and she's fought at bigger weights before as well, whether that is a factor on the night. But again, we can't overlook the fact Ebony, under the tuition of Mark and Jimmy Tibbs, has really come on and can fight and can bang a bit.
Really can. Mark's been very impressed with Ebony of late, and this is the big one. This is what it's all about. You know, two top fighters. Josh comes into the fight with a wealth of experience, but Lopez, we've got an opportunity now to find out how good he actually is.
An IBF belt is a thing of beauty. Lopez.
I can testify to that.
You can
mate.
indeed. I was just setting you up there for
I've
that.
got it, mate. My dad's stolen it from me. So, but yeah, this one, like I say, there's so much on the line here. Stylistically, it will gel instantly, and the pot of gold for the winner is absolutely huge. And when, again, I'll say it one more time, when you put all of those ingredients into the hat, it usually delivers. This will be a cracker on Saturday night.
Well, Josh Warrington, he just is Mr. Leeds as well. Again, he's so good in these situations, obviously with the media, but with his fans. I mean, I'm sure he's still dropping tickets off right up to
I bet.
the last minute. I mean, that's just the way he is.
I bet, and it's so nice for him to thank the fans for coming out. It's tough times, we all know that. But they support him through thick and thin, and it's very nice for Josh to acknowledge them.
Just to reiterate as well, of course, as we go through the card here, we've got Shannon Courtney, obviously Felix Cash, who are in interesting fights. Obviously, Shannon's coming back from a 14-month layoff. Felix was frustrated last time out when his fight fell through for obvious reasons with the Ben Eubank fight. Again, just great opportunities on the big stage for those two to put themselves forward again.
Well, what I'm so impressed with the both of them is the desire is still there. Well, not that I'm impressed with, sorry, that I'm happy that I'm seeing. You know, there's that desire, that real will to get back in there. Shannon achieved their dream of winning a world title and went on the celebrity circuit, if you like, and it's a lot easier, trust me, doing that, I can imagine. So she's obviously hungry to get the world title back, and Felix is on the cuffs of something really, really big. So good to see all of these guys and girls on the card. This is a big opportunity for them to showcase their skills and really put an end to a good 2022 and really push forward for a magical and successful and prosperous 2023.
Indeed, I mean, there's some really good Leeds talent, again, in the shape of Hopi, Corey, and again with Kobe, again, if they're not from directly in Leeds, just down the road as well, I think, in terms of Corey's case. But
hello, mate.
I think we are going to be joined now by the man himself. He's just finished the press conference, the chairman of Matchroom Sport, of course, Eddie Hearn. And Eddie, we were just saying before, myself and Darren, you know, with the two, Shannon and Ebony, you can just sit back and you don't promote that, do you?
Yeah, I'll let you hear what was said in the head-to-head, because I've got the mic on. And as you know, our behind the scenes will have that in full. It was good. It was good. Yeah, it was a nice clip. I just, you know, I like rivalry. We don't want to see these people rolling around at the press conference and having a fight, but it's got to mean something. Some people say things that people might regret saying, but you've got to understand, like, emotions are high. You've got one girl in Shannon O'Connell who has been grinding away for years and years for an opportunity like this, kind of like an old school female fighter that didn't get the opportunities. And then Ebony Bridges, that's come along and ruffled feathers, done things her way and got a huge profile, but can really fight and has improved and has, you know, she doesn't get the credit for her ability or the work that she puts in. And Shannon O'Connell thinks that she's going to walk through her, and I don't think you can walk through Ebony Bridges. I think the style of this fight is perfect. Both of them won't take a step back, and it'll be electric.
I think that as well, the 10-2s just offers so much excitement. I know we've heard about women fighting over 3-minute rounds, but that, for me, is just going to set fire straight away. One fight that doesn't need any bad blood is the main event there.
Yeah.
They don't need to be, you know, effing and blinding and shouting at each other. But I just feel when I look at this fight stylistically and what's on the line, because a lot of people talk about Josh Warrington having these unification fights, fighting Leo Santa Cruz in America, which is a bucket list for him. Lopez has got the opportunity to change his life.
And, you know, part of the top-ranked team who have a number of top featherweights and, you know, big fights to be made. Like, there's a lot on the line for the boxing business here as well. You know, for the individuals, for us, we want to make the Lee Wood unification. We want Josh Warrington to go to the States so his fans can finally get that trip. So there's so much on the line, and it's such a tough fight. And I feel a bit for Josh Warrington, because most people from the outside go, Luis Alberto Lopez, who's this guy? You know, he should get through him. This is a tremendous fight, a brilliant fight between two elite featherweights, and this is the final hurdle for Josh Warrington to get through. And I'm worried about this fight. You know, I see Josh as a favourite, but the movement of Lopez, the sharpness of the punching, the confidence, the naivety is what's going to help him. You know, he's not going to overthink this. He's not going to go in and look at the 8,000 and say, oh, God, what's going on? You know, he's going to actually thrive on that. And Josh has got to get hold of him. He's got to make it hard for him. He's got to put the pressure on him. But by doing that, it allows Lopez to set traps as well. I think it's a brilliant clash of styles.
There's an air of confidence. Like, look, I've been doing this 4 years now, and I can tell when someone's got a little bit of nerves or a little bit of fear in their eyes. we had him at the media workout, Lopez, and there's this air of confidence of him. He truly believes this is his time to rip up the script and become a world champion. Going on to those fights, so all going well, he does the business, and what is the process then for you, Josh, to look at those two options, the potential date in America or the unification
I think for me, when you can make a domestic unification, should always be the priority. You know, you're talking about selling out the City Ground in Notts Forest, you're talking about selling out Ellen Road, but Josh has done Ellen Road, he has done Headingley, and he's always dreamed of that big fight in America. So if there's a unification in America, you know, that's going to be a very difficult opportunity for him to turn down. But I look at our two fighters and our, stablemates and say Wood against Warrington is a tremendous fight. You know, it's a great clash of styles. It's two Brits that are going to pick up 2 belts in the featherweight division. But no, I'm not sure this is a 50-50 fight, but it ain't a million miles away. No. And I just want to see him get through this. Lee Wood will be there commentating on Saturday with everything crossed to try and make this fight.
Could you do them two in the States?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, maybe. But you still fill it up with the fans. But of course, Lee Wood hasn't experienced Ellen Road. He hasn't experienced Headingley. Yeah. He wants to fight at the City Ground. That's what he wants to do. And we've got some manoeuvring to do around his career as well. But certainly, if Josh Warrington gets through on Saturday, Lee Wood against Josh Warrington, for me, tremendous fight for early summer.
And another one that I'm looking forward to, my old stable, Tony Sims. Great having Felix Cash back. I was happy with hearing Pennington there. Yeah. You sometimes see these, Americans or that come over with a wishy-washy record, and you think, do you know what? How's their ambition like? You see that today, he really fancies it.
Yeah, and I think, you've got 2 great fights there. You've got Metcalfe, Pennington, you've got Felix Cash. Ammo Williams is in town on the broadcast as well, which is going to be interesting. I think Felix is an elite middleweight. I think he's a world-class fighter. And you saw that, the way that he demolished Denzel Bentley, and Denzel Bentley did so well recently against Yanni Beck, it just shows you that what kind of performance that was on an away show, if you like, on another promoter show. And since then, he's really lacked that momentum, sometimes down to his own bad luck, and sometimes down to his, I think, a little bit of sort of bad preparation, and then just bad luck with the Conor Benn fight getting cancelled. Now's the time to tick this box on Saturday, move forward, fight Ammo Williams in a world title eliminator. It's a tremendous fight.
Is that definitely next if he wins?
Signed. I mean, look, he's mandatory for the European. But for me, that fight is a fight we can get excited about. A very good undefeated American prospect with a big mouth and a lot of energy and a puncher. And a very good British middleweight prospect. Both guys, top 10 ranked in the world. It'll be a world title eliminator.
Here or?
Here. We'll do it here. Ammo Williams will be in Leeds on Saturday. He's going to do everything, mate. He's going to jump in the ring. He's going to stick it on Felix. And that's a bad move because Felix won't have any of it. But that's good. We want, let's build this fight up between 2 young elite middleweights.
But just a final one, Eddie, because it is a unique event. The football will break it up in the middle. I mean, Darren, I think you're equally excited about the football as you are the boxing.
Yeah, I can't lie.
That's fair enough to say as well. But obviously, everyone inside the arena, there's going to be like a fan zone element to it as well. I mean, it doesn't need selling, but it is a bit special,
tremendous.
Isn't it?
I mean, we knew that there was a chance that England could make the last 16. We also knew there was a chance that the kickoff could be 3 o'clock. All of a sudden it becomes 7 o'clock, and you have to think on your feet. So what do? You give people in the arena a night they'll never forget. You start the boxing at around 2 p.m. You go before the bell with the undercard action till 7. You go England v France in the arena till 9 p.m. No extra time, please, boys. Let's just smash them 3-0 and get it over with. Then you go Felix Cash, Ebony Bridges, Josh Warrington, and you have a night you'll never forget, especially if England win. So whether you're at home watching on DAZN and you take the break for the football, whether you're in the arena, let's have a great night of boxing. Let's see England win. And I am, excuse my French, going full kit wanker on Saturday night.
Are you really?
Yes, I am. I will be wearing an England kit of some kind on Saturday. Might even have the socks.
Please,
pull them up. I will. But it might be a train. I don't know what it'll be. If we lose, I'll take it off for the main card. But I promise, as I said, excuse my language, I will be full kit wanker on Saturday night.
Love it.
Well, that's a bit of a mic drop, that, isn't it? There's nothing more we can say. Eddie, thank you very much indeed for your time. So there we have it. Eddie's going, as he said it best himself, but we're looking forward to a fantastic night of action. Darren, I know you are on the football as well, and you know where to find it. It's all on DAZN. Thanks for watching.
From the streets of LS9 to world champion. Leeds has always had my back. Through pain and glory. I'm back ready to defend my world title. If Lopez wants it, he's going to have to come into my fortress and take it.